Hey everyone. Oh, okay. So I'm on. It'll just be a second. There's some technical difficulties on the other end. So what's up with everyone? How's our classes going? You can leave your answers in the comments. Okay, that's fine. So today we are going to be having like a student study group. So basically what that means, if you haven't attended one of these before, I'll just invite, wait, give me 1 second. How do, hey, how do I share my screen with you? I forgot. Oh yeah, okay. Uh, so the other streamer should be here in just 1 second. Okay, so basically what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna have a student study group. So that means it's just if you have any questions from class, if you're confused by a topic, you want more review, we're here to help. Yeah, so I'm just gonna share my screen. Sorry for the technical difficulties, everyone. It'll just be one quick second. Okay, great. Uh, okay, cool. So you should be on in just a second. It doesn't seem to be connecting. Okay, I'll start it off. So who are we? I'm the one on the right. I know left and right. I took AP World History last year. I was a freshman. I did an independent study. It was a disaster. Oh, sorry. I thought. I just invited you. It says accepted and connected and connecting. Here, wait, give me 1 second. I'll try it again. Okay, cool. So I took AP World last year as a freshman. I took an independent study. It was a disaster to put it lightly. But eventually by December I'd gotten my grip. I figured it out. And it was all good. I got a 5 on the test in May. Um, Sorry about that. Just give me 1 second. Um, it took me a while to discover Fiveable, probably until, it took me until May to really, no, maybe April, for me to attend my first stream. And when I got there, it was really great. It was really helpful. I really get a better grip on all the different materials. Is there any luck with getting you on? Okay, we'll keep going. Once Varun's screen starts working, it should be better. Yeah. Okay. So what is Fiveable? I mean, we're really sort of branding ourselves as this Twitch for education. We can connect easily between teachers and students, all over the world. The other day I had a stream and I had viewers from England, which was pretty crazy. And you have the chat on the side if you haven't already figured out the functionality. You can ask questions in the bottom. You can answer polls. Yeah. And I just want to advertise this really helpful feature called Fiveable Plus. So basically what Fiveable Plus does, it costs $5 a month, but there's a discount and it ends today. And basically you get their full document of all of the their full library of all these streams and documents that help you answer all these really helpful questions. So if you miss a stream by accident, no need to worry. If you have Fiveable Plus, you can just easily access it. Also, this year we have this new program that's like essay grading, and basically what that is you can submit your essay answers to them, and they can help you grade it, which is pretty great because then you can know what you need to study more, what you need to practice. Let's see. Sorry, it should be just a second. Varun, did I share it with you?
Oh. Hey, Skylar.
Oh no, wait, sorry about that. Sorry about that. He just showed up and then I accidentally deleted him. Okay.
Sorry about that.
We're gonna
Switch
keep.
computers.
Oh, great. Okay. You can just introduce yourself now.
Well, hi everyone. I'm Varun Kadafala. I am a sophomore in high school from Forsyth County, Georgia. I received a 5 on the 2019 AP World History exam, and I'm a history buff. I love history. I love everything about history, and I'm very excited to be able to be here, be able to show my support and help y'all in your AP World History curriculum.
Yeah. Okay. So let's keep going. Yeah, so we have a few streams that are coming soon, and they're all going to be really helpful. They're going to help you understand your classes more. On the 23rd, which is tomorrow, because I know how days of the week work, we're having a West Coast study group. So maybe the timing isn't great for you tonight, so you'll have to leave halfway through. Or maybe you'll have another question that you just think up, and you can go attend tomorrow.
All right. And then on Tuesday, we have a Comparing Labor Systems in the Late Middle Ages with Caroline Castellanos at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I definitely attend this stream. I know Caroline's a really, really great high school teacher in AP World History. So if y'all need some extra help in World History, some questions y'all have about labor systems, definitely attend Caroline's stream. I mean, I love being interactive with her. She's a very, very good teacher, to say the least.
And on the 25th, which is Wednesday, we're going to be discussing, the late Middle Ages and the new productivity that's sort of emerged from it. And that's going to be hosted by Evan Little. He's a really great teacher. I've attended a few of his streams. They're just so helpful. So make sure you guys check those out. Okay. So today we're going to be discussing, we're going to have like a quick discussion and then we can start the Q&A session. And we're going to start off with talking about, the important study skills for AP World. And then we're going to just go through our question and answer period.
And we made
I see them.
That's
very nice.
Yeah, we made a meme. AP World students get 4 hours of sleep. That's kind of a given. I mean, this doesn't have to be you. I mean, come into our Fiveable streams. We help you out. We go over everything you need to know, especially in our Q&A session. Ask whatever you want about our experiences, about your learning, and we're just a supplement here to help you get ace the AP exam, ace your unit tests, and not get 4 hours of sleep.
I mean, yeah, I just wanted to add another feature that they have. Fiveable has an intercom system. So at the bottom right of like the homepage, you'll see like this helpful little, chat with us box. And both of us answer questions for them. So if you guys have any questions, we can just pop in and help you out.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So first of all, I mean, reading's a big part of world history. Reading's a big part of any AP curriculum, to be clear. So the first thing I would recommend to really organize your reading and get the most out of it and get it all done is to organize a timetable. Because, for example, I'm taking 2 APs this year, AP Psychology and AP US History. And even if I had one, like AP World History, I have at least 50 pages of reading in a week. I have 10 pages a night, things like that. So I try to organize my schedule to kind of accommodate for this. So, for example, if I had like 70 pages in a week, I would do 10 pages a day. So I really try to create a timetable and to give a certain number of pages for each day so that I can get it all done. And that's a very transformational thing for all of you. So when you have this much reading to do, before you start the reading, make a timetable. Because when you do so, it gives you so much leverage with what you want to do, how you want to prioritize things. That's a very transformational thing. And also, it's important to create your own highlighting mechanism, which I do so. I label all my important events green in the textbook, people blue, dates orange, and vocabulary, a generic yellow. So it's important to do so because when you're flipping through your textbooks, it gives you something to look off of. And even if you have one color for vocabulary, it's important because you don't want to read the whole textbook if you're going to reread, study for tests. If you're not the notes-taking kind of person, definitely do this. This is another form of taking notes. It really helps you engage with the material. And also, I want to kind of mention that third-party resources in AP World History are a very, very essential tool. For example, I use multiple resources to study for the AP exam. I use in-class reviews. I use Fiveable, of course. I use Princeton Review as a textbook, and I also use something called getafive.com. So it's important to have multiple resources and multiple avenues for you to really bolster your learning and kickstart your learning. So I'd recommend in the middle of the year to come to our streams at Fiveable. As Skylar and I mentioned, we have upcoming streams every week. We're here to help you on Intercom. So definitely use us. Also, use video explanations online, YouTube, just AP World History, Google your concept. You'll find something. And then use alternative textbooks and informational slideshows. So third-party resources, along with your reading, they give you the full approach. Because, for example, I mean, reading is essential because it gives you so much context for DBQs, LEQs. I'm sure Scholar can tell you context is essential. I mean, you need this
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
I mean, if you know context, you can get more points on your essays too, which is just helpful. I have 25 pages of history notes due tomorrow for my A-push class, and I had to sequence it over a series, over a week. And I actually organized my notes so that I put all the vocab at the end of it, so it's more easy for me to find. So all of our notes are open notes. So if you have open notes, just try and make sure it's organized.
Yep.
Okay, and now we're just gonna go over, what do we do if you're behind on notes? Because that happens to everyone sometimes, especially me. So basically, you always want to make sure that if your class isn't going to finish in time, that you finish in time. So you could use this by looking online. There's Heimler's History, you have Adam Norris, you have Freemanpedia, and you have Fiveable, you have us. And if you can stay on track, then you have a higher chance of success in AP World.
Yeah, and usually things like Adam Norris, Heimler, Steve Heimler. We also do key concept reviews, not as much, but definitely reading from Wikipedia and getting your spill from Steve Heimler or Adam Norris, it gives you kind of, it's not as much as reading it, but it gives you something you can work off of. If you have a couple of days that you can spend for that reading later on, just use this for your quizzes. You can get past it and then push forward. Because, we don't want you staying up till 4 a.m. That's the goal here.
I mean, I used Heimler last year to help me with my essays, and his techniques with like the DBQ and LEQ, even they're like a little bit outdated this year because of the new curriculum changes, they're still really helpful. So I advise you use that.
And I recommended these people. We recommend them because they're all updated, most of them. Steve Hamler, I know he's updated for the new AP World History curriculum. So is Adam Norris. Obviously, we are. And Freemanpedia has a whole new section for it. So the importance of reading the AP curriculum. So we kind of gave you guys this chart to kind of organize your studying, organize what's important in the AP curriculum. So again, third-party resources, it looks like 10% up there. And then we have assigned reading. That's almost 30% of your own comprehension in the AP curriculum. We have a small amount going to lectures and a small amount also going to end of session reviews. So as you see over here, the two most important sectors are assigned reading and lectures. So definitely make sure to take notes during lectures to really get the information, and take notes during your reading. Because having that content is not only good for the essays, all these stuff you have to do, it's good for taking tests because it gives you these keywords. For example, when you see a keyword like feudalism, you think Middle Ages. So when you read this stuff, it gives you so much context that if you find one little thing, you're like, oh, I know this. Then combine it with something else, then create a mental mind map to get to the answer.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this visual just because it shows you, what you need to prioritize when you're studying and learning AP World. I kind of wish I had that when I was learning it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so now we're just going to jump into our Q&A. So if you guys have questions from class, or if you want like help with different techniques of note taking or studying or anything really, you can leave your answers in the comments or questions in the comments.
And you can ask us about our experiences, any class-centric information. We're here to answer anything. In other AP courses, you took AP something else for social studies, or was it just World?
I've only taken AP World up until now.
I'm thinking,
yeah, but
I'm thinking somebody else. Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking, what's her name? I forgot. One of our other interns. I'm thinking her because she took AP Euro and AP World.
Yeah, I actually was kind of tempted to take AP Euro this year because a lot of what you learn in AP World can be applied to other AP history classes, and that's kind of the beauty of AP World History in my mind. Like even with this beginning portion of my US class, I'm already like, oh well, I know all this vocab from chapter 1 from AP World. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it gives you the study skills you need to know because it's a rigorous course. All right. So any questions in the chat, leave them. We have poll questions you can ask us. Scholar can pull them up. So let us know.
Okay. So we have a question from Jack Elliott, and he asks, how early did you start studying for the final exam? Well, me personally, I didn't have a final exam because I did it independent study. But I started studying for the AP test probably in like mid to late April. And at that point, it was really just learning how to do the essays and learning how to, just reading over my notes constantly. I would say that I really started studying like super in depth, maybe like April 25th. Oh, yeah, the AP test. I did mid-April, but I kind of wish I had done it earlier.
Yeah,
What
I
about
studied beginning of March is when I started, and then it gives me some flexibility because I did textbook, I did Princeton, I read part of Barron's, and then I did geta5.com. And then at the end of I think the end of April, I started doing a lot of essay writing, and so using Steve Heimler and going in and using his prompts, and I would just go into my teacher, ask her, grade this, grade that, and she would gratefully and fortunately she let me turn these things in. But it's just using your teacher, using your resources, and getting a head start is very important. And I,
and
I can't imagine how hard it was for you.
and then another thing that really helped me out was I purchased two review books. I had AMSCO, which is more of like an in-class supplement, and I purchased Princeton. And I started reading Princeton way earlier than I started studying, and I found that it really helped because it taught me what I needed to study more of. Because they have all those helpful multiple choice questions at the end.
And me personally, I recommend. Well, I didn't use this for the AP exam, but I did use it for my subject test in world history. I read Noble Review. I think it's by Claff. I don't know if you've heard of him, but it's a very, very in depth. It's not in depth, but it's a very, very concise piece because it gives you all the information in Princeton, Barron's, or AMSCO, but it gives it to like the bare minimum. So it's like almost like somebody taking all those books, taking his notes, and putting it on paper. So that book had almost everything that you could know in AP World History. So it's more like you have to memorize that information in his book, Class book. So I would actually recommend that book as a supplement to Princeton's, to Barron's, and at the end of March, end of April, I would definitely review that book because just reading over it once gives you so much information, and you know where your weaknesses are. Also, for essay grading, if you don't have a teacher or if you're self-studying like Skylar, we're opening up something where teachers can actually grade your work. It's a pilot right now, but it'll be here in a few months. So definitely come over, ask us questions about it. I think it's on slide 2. We're talking about how teachers can grade your stuff. Just turn them in, and then we have expert teachers, pretty much.
Yeah, last year I had the Fiveable Plus program last year. And there was one time where you were able to like answer these practice short answer questions on a Schoology. I don't know how many of you know what Schoology is, but basically it's like an online testing system. And I was able to answer these questions on a Schoology, and I got live help from the Fiveable team. And honestly, it was so helpful. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, even before this rolls out, use Intercom. Text us through Intercom. We're both on Intercom, like you said before. So make sure to get in contact with us.
Any more questions?
Yeah, any more questions? We're here to help y'all in your studying.
Oh, okay. So we have a question from Evan Little. How should I know what to take notes on when I read my textbook? That is a very good question. Would you like to start?
I can start. So taking notes when reading textbook really comes down to singling out what you need to know. And if your teacher gives you vocab to go off of, I would recommend skimming through your notes and going through the vocab from your textbook and really zeroing in on that vocab. Also, when you're reading your textbook, it's often clear when it's either context or important information. For example, when you see dates involved or people involved, like I said, highlight those things. That's what helps you single out what's important in your textbook. And also take notes in a very concise way. Get all the context information out of it. Summarize every paragraph into one sentence is what I personally recommend because I went through it a lot. I was using 3 sentences per 3 sentences, and so I really learned to zone in on what's important, and that is just what the vocab is, what you would really remember from class, what your teacher stressed. For example, my teacher in AP US history, he's always stressing the city upon a hill. which City upon a Hill is like John Winthrop and the Puritans. So basically, he was stressing that thing. So I went in the textbook and I was like, I'm gonna take notes on that. I'm gonna review that. And Skylar pulled up her PowerPoint on it. So
Yeah, I was trying to I did a stream on notes earlier this year, and I just wanted to find, I had this helpful slide page prepared, and it was basically what should I take notes on? So if you look in the bottom right corner, I have a list of all the historical themes. And honestly, I would say historical themes are like the easiest thing, well, the best thing to take notes on, because the test caters toward these. So if you take note of what these are, then you'll be more prepared for the test. Oh, and we have another question from Zoe. She said, sorry, this is a little off topic, but how can I see previous AP World Fiveable live videos? Some have recaps, but most do not. Okay, so if you want to see previous videos, you have to have Fiveable Plus. Do you have Fiveable Plus? Yeah, they have a sale and it's going to be ending tonight. It's going to be cheaper for you to get Fiveable Plus right now than it would be later in the year, and for it to carry over the next few months. So right now that's the only way you can access the previous videos. But yeah.
yeah,
No
definitely do
problem.
that. It's $5 a month. I think it's cheaper now, like she said. You take advantage of the sale because by having that, you also have all replays, and you also have something where you can go in and turn your essays to all certified AP graders. Like we have people who grade AP essays in Miami, actual AP essays. So you can actually get your things reviewed by these people, and it's very important. I mean, it helped me. So
When I was doing the test last year, I also did a Kaplan live review, which was basically one of these Fiveable reviews, but it cost $25 to watch. And I was like, well, that's so pointless because they didn't go over most of the stuff that I wanted to review. And it was so expensive. So honestly, I thought the $5 price tag for Fiveable Plus is a lot better.
it
And
is.
we have another question from Jack Elliott. What was your favorite period of time to learn? Oh, that's a good question. I have to
Mine
think this one through.
was Mine was period two. Mine was the classical period by far. I love it's period two in the old AP world history. You don't really learn about that anymore. But if I was to pick and choose, it'd be the classical period, just because all the empires, Alexander the Great, and also in the AP world history modern curriculum, I would really recommend I think the Age of Exploration was my thing, which is y'all's first unit or second unit, something like that. But I love learning about the people of the Americas because that really relates to my knowledge in AP US history. So yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking that I think I enjoyed what would be period 3 of old AP world. I think that's period 1 of the new one.
Yeah.
Just because there were all of these societies that I never really learned about in the past. Like we didn't really talk a lot about these different, like the Islamic Golden Age. I had never learned about that. That was so much fun to discover. So I would say that's period 3/period 1 was probably my favorite.
So Nimish Karam says, Varun, how are your experiences with Miss Pizzino? This is a personal question. I had a teacher named Miss Pizzino. And it goes as a general question too. I mean, take advantage of any teacher you have because, I mean, in class, my teacher didn't review as much on a personal level, but going in every morning and talking about your own experiences in essays, talking about your own experiences, multiple choice questions. I mean, your teachers are question banks. At least mine was. So she'd give me questions. She'd give me review sessions. So it's important to make that connection with your teachers and go in every morning, be engaged in the classroom, ask questions, make comments. And it really helps you when you're going to make connections, going to the AP exam, going to your teachers for help, be aware of these things.
And we have a question from Evan. Would you say that making connections between themes or time periods is more important, or equally as? Okay. I would probably say they're both very important, but if anything, I would say maybe time periods. Just because I feel like you're more likely to get asked the questions about the time periods. But within the time periods, you're sort of broken up into themes. So it might be like compare economic continuities between the periods, 1450 to 1750, and 1900 to 2000 or something like that. So really, I feel like the question would be equally as I don't know. Is that
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think me myself, I mean, time periods was more important. Just because, I mean, you reviewing all the nitty gritty details aren't as important as really characterizing these time periods. Like, for example, you can just characterize Age of Exploration, you can characterize Unit 5, you can characterize these things. And when you go into the AP exam and get this time period context, you know what you're dealing with. Especially with these DBQs, you have the context when you're going in. So characterize the time periods and don't get into the nitty gritty details like I did. From my experiences, they test more on the actual what the generalized period is because they don't want you to know 10,000 years of history. They just want you to know, and it's not like that with the SAT subject test, but it is with the AP exam. They want you to characterize these periods, and I would say use the themes to characterize each unit. So get period 5, get period 1 in the AP curriculum, and characterize it by the themes. Figure out what was generally accurate.
okay? Oh, we have some comments. Okay. So Jack Elliott said he enjoyed time period 5, and then Evan Little said he enjoyed period 3 or 4. Yeah, that's a good point. They're all honestly, I kind of like them all. I just think that period 3 is a really, really fun time.
Period 3, the Mongols, all that stuff. It's
So again,
yeah.
if you guys have more questions or want some more advice, leave your answers in the comments.
And yeah, I did like period 5 a lot because it relates to my life as a whole. I mean, I was in the entire course. I'm like, how does this relate? And then period 5 comes in, and it's like, yo, this stuff was from unit 1. We came to it, advance, 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 and now we have it. So it's just seeing that progression of time till period 5. It's like your brain bursts when you see all that stuff come together.
I say if I had like a second favorite, it might be period the there was 6 period. Yeah, period 6.
Period 6.
Just because I kind of liked the modern aspects of history. Um, we didn't really cover like either of the world wars for some reason in my middle school. I don't know why. It was kind of weird. So it was really like my first time getting a formal education on those ones. And it was really neat to see. And same thing goes with decolonization. Like that's probably one of my favorite topics in AP World.
The most packed periods are period 2 and period 5 because we have age of exploration, enlightenment, we have scientific revolution, we have it's just industrial evolution. It's just so much when you're transitioning from period 4 to period 5. You see so many things taking place, and you can relate it to everyday life. Like I mean, Protestant Reformation. I can't even name all the things that happened in that period. It's just so much, and it's a jam-packed period. I think period 5 was probably the most information that I had to learn.
I mean, in my AMSCO book, it was kind of funny because there were like all these tiny little slivers for all the early periods. And then you get to period 5, and that's like 3/4 of the book. That was
Yeah,
a hyperbole, but like it was so much more information compared to the other ones. I wonder how they broke it up this year. Wait.
yeah. While she's doing that, any more questions, comments? Feel free to answer them. Or sorry, put them out. We're supposed to answer them. Yeah, I want to look at the new. We saw them last time. I think we're talking about the notes. We looked at the new periods,
Mhm.
but I'm glad y'all get to do the Mongols because they weren't going to do that in the beginning. But then I think Dylan's petition was the one that made them go back because Dylan had like 100,000 people sign his petition.
Oh yeah, that was really cool. Like I signed the petition and I was like, you can't take away all this really
Yeah,
interesting and these important parts of history like that.
because it's so much culture that you're leaving behind. Um, and Dylan, I was like, I mean, I get to work with this guy. I signed his petition, so it's yeah.
I'm just gonna share the screen on this the periodization. Um, so yeah, there's only 4 periods now, which is kind of weird. But it seems like once again, you have like now period 3. It's gonna be so much of this test. It's gonna be you have the most information, I would guess.
And it's important when you're studying these periods know the people, know some people, influential people like Adam Smith, Rene Descartes. Just know important people from every place, every period. That is every event, not every event, but like the important events. Just like the Protestant Reformation, Age of Exploration. Know what was going on between countries at this time. Know how people interacted with one another at this time, and with their environment. And that's probably under your I forgot what it's called. It's like themes. Themes. So that's probably under your themes.
As a basic rule of thumb, if it's in bold or if it's italicized, it's important. So that by knowing those different like vocab words for each unit, you can connect them to their period, and then you won't necessarily get them all mixed up. So like if you were taking a test and you mix something up between period, period 1 and 3, that's a problem. But if you have like the vocab to sort of distinguish them, that can help you out in not mixing them up.
Yeah, tremendously. It helps you out. All right, so we'll wait here for a few more questions, and then we'll close it up. Also, I want to mention we have a stream, I think next week, or is it the week after?
Sunday. I don't think it's not next weekend because I'm busy on Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, I see. All right, let me check real quick. Yeah, we have these on a bi-weekly or weekly basis. Yeah.
And is that all for questions, or does anyone else have anything else to add?
I'm just checking the stream. Okay, so our stream is on October 6th. Yep. So.
Okay, well, thanks for coming, everyone. Let me just go back to the, actually, no, it's fine. Thanks for coming, everyone. I hope we answered some of your questions. If you were confused by something, I hope we cleared it up. Yeah.
It's 2 weeks from now, we have another stream, October 6th, 6 to 7. Come back. Any questions you have after this, join us for that stream. Ask us more questions, invite your friends. So spread the word. We love talking to you guys. We love talking about our experiences and sharing our knowledge.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.